WhiskyJason here, Whisky Live Dublin 2022, together with
Alex from Slane Distillery.
Hey, it's great to finally meet you, I must admit. I've seen you online a few times. That's very, very good. Now, you and your family own a castle. Can we say that?
I'm lucky enough to live in it.
Yes. And it's just not any castle. It's a castle with a history of rock music.
Yeah, it would be recognised as kind of the home of outdoor live music in Ireland. Yeah. First gig was 1981, year of the Troubles, and Dad had a crazy idea to put on a rock concert in the back garden.
Yeah.
So
and it worked.
It worked. So we were genuinely saved by rock and roll.
Yeah.
And whiskey and rock and roll go well together. You know?
Yeah, that's very, very good. Now, you have a brand. It's called Slane.
Yes.
It's been on the market for, I'm going to say, at least 8 years.
2017.
Okay, but before that?
So before that, we had Slane Castle whiskey.
That's what I meant. That's why I had one of the original Slane. Even before that, you had something. So let's go way back in time, So Slane Castle whiskey.
Yeah. So that was sourced from the Cooley distillery at the time. We worked with the Teeling family. And that kind of set us on the journey because we knew we had a brand in terms of Slane and whiskey and music go well together. So we sourced liquid from someone else. That came to an end in 2012 when the distillery was acquired. We lost our supply.
Beam said no.
So I went to Dad and I said, right, there's good news and there's bad news. He's like, what's the bad news? And I said, Beam said no. So what? And he's like, what's the good news? We got to build our own distillery, Dad. And he's like, I don't know if that's good news, but that's what we then set out on the journey to do, and here we are today. We did a deal with Brown Forman in 2015.
I think one of the best moves in Irish whiskey ever.
Yeah, well, we're very lucky to have them, and it was very much a meeting of minds because they're a big business. They got Jack, Daniels, and other brands, but they are still very family orientated. And I've been lucky enough to grow up with Slane, and we have to think about the next generation beyond, and they do too. So, it was people-based, but their whiskey-making credentials and their route to market and everything else.
And the cooperage with the barrels.
I was like a kid in a candy store getting my hands on those barrels, literally.
Very good. Now talk about your distillery. Now you've actually installed pot stills and column stills, haven't you? Which is unique for that size.
Yeah, it is. So I wanted to be able to make all three styles of Irish whiskey, and in order to do that, you need columns. The only problem with the columns was we're in a protected structure,
listed building,
So there was no way I was going to be able to build columns 8-9 stories high. So we split the analyzer and the rectifier into 3, so we actually have 6 columns. And not only that, it's an all barley mash bill. So we grow our own barley. That's one of the things that makes us a little different. So I produce about 1,000 tons a year, thereabouts. We grow malting barley and straight barley. So that means that when we were putting it through the column stills, most people are putting other cereals through column stills.
Usually the corn, the maize, maybe a little bit of wheat.
So we're 80% on malted barley. Not easy to do.
Oh, that's true.
We're making a very different grain whiskey as a result.
All right, very good. Hammer mill, roller mill?
We have a 6-roll Beulah mill because you need the extra set of rollers to crack the unmalted barley. That stuff, malt, lovely, crunchy. You might need a trip to the dentist after you've been chewing on straight barley. So
I found out this week about that. I didn't know. It was like, really? Oh yeah, it makes sense. That's very good. Now talk about your pot stills. How big? What are you double distillation, triple?
So we're very much about triple distillation. So we source them from Macmillan in Preston Pans in Scotland. They are not hybrid. They are old school, 100% hand-beaten copper on the top section. I was personally very involved in designing them because I insisted on them being in the old buildings. And what I love about still design is they're always dictated by their environment. So the lead pot is 13,000 litres. That was the largest pot I could fit in there while still allowing visitors in and preserving the architectural fabric. So wide neck, but kind of tall.
That's still big.
Yeah, but tall and skinny. But you need that wide neck for that Irish character, and then it narrows in again. We wanted to create as much turbulence as possible for maximum copper contact. So our last still has a full boiling roll on it. And she's down 6,000 litres.
Okay, still nice.
So we produce a very, I think, nicely refined spirit. Lots of character though.
Very, very good. So triple distillation, very, very nice. So you use your own, it's grained glass, basically. That's very, very nice. And then your cask you actually get then from now Brown-Forman, basically, unless it's something special. Your sherry.
Some we do. So the sherry, we get those from the Paez family in Harrop.
Good connections.
Yeah, and fantastic. And actually what's interesting about them, like Brown-Forman, they have their own cooperage.
Yes.
So they make the barrels and their works of art. Expensive to buy in, but worth every penny.
Yep. All right, very, very good. Now, your filling strength, 63.5%, or where do you go?
In and around.
In and around, okay.
So it's going to be anywhere between roughly 62 to like 64.
All right.
Kind of in that ballpark.
Good, very good. Now, we had some new bottles for me at least. I've held up the standard Slane, which is great. Price in Ireland is?
So in Ireland, you're under 35 euros.
Exactly. I was going to say 32 something around that line. Now, you also have here, this is a travel retail bottle, I think.
Yeah.
What's this?
This is extra sherry wood.
Yes.
Because Slane has a triple cask whiskey, we do our barrels separately.
Yep.
So it's not sequential, it's simultaneous and separate. It's a bit like being at the music desk.
Are you the master blender as well now?
I'm not the master blender. We have Garot Cowell, who's Dr. Garot Cowell. He's one of Ireland's, one of only 2 double masters in Ireland. He's a master brewer and a master distiller.
Yeah.
So he oversees production, but I've been very involved in putting the product together. So because we do the barrels separately, what we were able to do is say, right, let's increase the proportion of sherry casks, and what you end up with is a whiskey that is very rich on the nose, or in like Christmas cake territory, and a little more spice on the finish. We raised the ABV a little bit as well. We took it up to 45 or 90 proof.
Excellent.
And that just allows the spice finish to really kind of shine as well.
Very, very good. And then the last one was here, the Legacy of 81.
Well,
special edition.
So I was 6 years old for the first Slane concert with Bin Lizzy and U2, and I wouldn't be here today if Dad had not done that first show. So because of the pandemic, we couldn't do a gig. So we said, let's produce a different blend to commemorate the occasion. It's a once-off, and what we did here is we raised the proportion of the virgin oak. And that new wood, it's quite aggressive, but what it does is it delivers a lovely wood hit on the back of the palate, and loads of vanilla as well. So it's like a slightly sweeter, more wood intense version of the core blend. A little higher in ABV, notched up to 45, because I wanted that wood hit to really deliver. So it packs a little more of a punch.
Very good. Distribution, you're fairly well positioned all over the world, aren't you?
Not all over the world.
Not all over. Okay, no North Korea.
No. Oh yeah, but we are New Zealand, Australia, France, Germany, Ireland, UK, and of course America is very important. So, we will expand, but we want to make sure that when we go into a market, we can give it the focus and investment that it needs. So, one of the great things about being part of Brown-Forman is we don't do things in a hurry, we try to do it right.
Very, very good. And you are a visitor-centered distillery, so we can actually come visit you.
Oh yeah, we're a fully working, I designed the distillery to be a working production facility that visitors can enjoy. So yeah, it's immersive. You can see the fermentation happening. We can't let you in the mill house. That's the only bit. Dust explosion risk. But otherwise, you get to see every part of the process.
Very good. And if we want to find out more about the history and about the brands,
www.slaneirishwhiskey.com.
Okay, very, very good. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a million.
Cheers.
Launch it.